and welcome back to episode 7 of How About Them Podboys. It's been a little bit with your host. We had to miss an episode, unfortunately. We'll get into the reasons behind that one. But welcome back to another episode of your favorite podcast talking about America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, the highs and the lows that it brings us, the tears it brings me, unfortunately, the anger it brings me. But it's another glorious day to get to talk about, the best game in the world, right? The NFL, and bring up all the good and the bad from this past NFL week. So, what's some things on your mind since the last time we've talked?
Yeah, no, it's been a minute, man. School low-key been kicking my ass a little bit. Got an accounting class that's kind of, I don't know how accountants do it, but I'm in a beginner's level for that one. That one's kind of tough. But other than that, it's been good. Had some emotional roller coasters on Sundays, but we're gonna get through it, I think. And you gotta just pray that next Sunday looks a little different.
Well, yeah, and I think the good Lord took my thoughts and did it and took care of what I needed to have happen after the debacle we had on Sunday, watching the Cowboys get just absolutely slaughtered by the Bears. He went out of his way to look for me and take care of my needs. He said, "Hey, you no longer want to watch this abysmal football team play another game, so we're going to take your internet away from you. We are going to cut your fiber optic line. We're going to have your
Hello.
neighbor. We're going to have your neighbor not even know he did it." And he's going to aerate, the yard around you. And he says, "Hey, I know you're having a terrible weekend. Let me just go make it worse. Let's cut your internet altogether." So that's where we've been, and that's why we've missed an episode. And our viewers were clowning us out there. I'm sure you've seen some comments on TikToks and stuff. They're clowning my take, man, and I had no way of getting back to them. No way to get back at the haters. Um, it's all fun and games, but we did look terrible. Unfortunately, it just was not our week. But I'm going to stick to what I said. Caleb Williams is still on no level of Dak Prescott. I don't care what any of the viewers say. I don't care what any of the listeners think. Yes, our Cowboys defense is atrocious and makes every quarterback feel like they're the best in the league. But that does not mean 1 week he is up to par with Dak Prescott.
No, absolutely, dude. If Dak got to play the Dallas defense every week, I don't think people would talk about his contract again because he would put up 500 yards and 10 TDs against that ass defense and that secondary every freaking week, dude. We are so bad in the secondary. I hate our defense. Fire Eberflus. I'm tired of this defense. I'm done with it. And the cherry on top when CD rolled his ankle on a freaking carry. We're gonna hand the ball off to CD. What are we doing?
That's just boneheaded. Like, you don't put your best player in that situation on a chance to get him taken out of the game like he did. And then we rushed him back. Like, I know he's still limping and kind of still hurt. He tried to play that one play and you could just tell it was over for him. Why even put him back in? Like, I get we were
Right.
trying to go back and maybe score and turn the tide and get ourselves back in the game, but he's also your probably 1B behind Dak Prescott, your other star player. If we lose him like we just did now for probably 4 weeks, we have put ourselves behind the 8 ball where we're not going to be able to come back. So I hate the move all around. It was terrible. We'll dive into that here in a second, but why don't we
Yeah.
start on a higher note, a little lighter note for us? It's going to be a little dimmer, a little lower light podcast for us to have to talk about our low lights. Let's get back to, what we do best, what you've done best over the last 2
Hell yeah.
weeks, and let's have Co give back to the community. So again, remember everybody, hashtag Co for the community, hashtag Co knows. So we'll talk about Thursday night, and he might even give you some Sunday night early leads on some good bets. So Co, I'll turn it over to you and give me your best ones.
Absolutely. So last week, guys, we did. I did get a prop that get us a winner again if you guys use it. I said if you weren't too real excited about the first time score with Khalil, I said to sprinkle him on any time, and Shakir did get in last Thursday against the Dolphins, so that was a good win. It was plus 235, so that's great value in that touchdown if you guys got that. Drop your slips in the comments if you guys cash on that one. That'd be great. This Thursday we've got the Cardinal Seahawks, right? Um, and my first TD scorer for this game is going to be Kenneth Walker. I'm going to go Kenneth Walker, first TD of the game. Let me check those odds. I think those odds are going to be around maybe 700, 800. I'll have to look into that. But then my lock, or another one, I would sprinkle if the fans aren't really happy with the first CDs. And I'm throwing the first CDs out, guys, because these are just like a one in, thousand type of play. There's just something to get your money up quick. And I know we hit one of those this year so far. So we're 1 for 2 on the year. But just something to sprinkle on. I think a good prop this week is going to be Jackson Smith and Jigba anytime touchdown score. That kid has been an absolute beast this year. And I would take his over on receiving yards because I don't think the Cardinals secondary is going to be able to handle him. So those are my big props for Thursday night.
And just to remember, everybody, recapping, this guy is on a heater. He hasn't even given out all his bets, all his winnings from the past couple weeks, from the past couple months. But he's out here working day in and day out for you
I get in
guys
that
to just,
research
he
for the
does
community.
for the community, right? This is not for his own, personal growth. I mean, a little bit it is, right? But he's out here for the community, for the Pod Boys, for the community, for the Cowboys fans.
Listen, Ost, I don't want them to judge me by my winners. Okay? I want them to judge me by my losers because I have so few. Okay? That's what I
I
want them to
love
judge me
that.
by. That's what I want them to judge me by.
No, that's awesome. So let's jump in real quick to Thursday night. We sprinkled your bets for that one. You gave out anytime touchdown score and what looks good. What do you think, just from a quick Thursday night turnaround game? Seattle at Arizona. Keys to that game. We don't want to spend too long on it, but what do you think kind of tailors how that performance goes?
Yeah, no. Obviously, it's a more interesting game than last week. I think we're all looking forward to this game a little more than the Dolphins Bills. And I think the line is a little too close in my eyes. They've got Seattle minus 1.5, and I think they're going to win by a touchdown or more. The keys to Seattle for winning this game is obviously shutting down Murray, scrambling, shutting down his game as a runner. I just don't I don't see Arizona really having a run game with James Conner out for the season. I mean, that's kind of crazy. So that's a tough break for the Cardinals. And then Marvin Harrison really hasn't shown to me that he's a wide receiver one this year. He's played pretty bad in my eyes. I mean, dropped balls, wide open dropped balls. I'm not even saying like contested. They are dropped balls wide open. So the keys to the game are shutting down Kyler Murray for Seattle. Defensively, they need to get that. If they do that, I think the next guy they need to look into is going to be McBride. I think Trey McBride's a great blanket guy, great, settle, catch after run, maybe 5, 6 yards after contact. So he's going to be a guy they need to shut down. And offensively, I think they just need to keep doing what they're doing. I mean, I I'll stand on this horse and I'll ride it till the day I die. I don't understand why Minnesota let Sam Darnold go. Gives you 14 wins last season, and you say, "No, I'm going to throw in JJ McCarthy because I think he's all right." And what has he done? Shout out Carson Wentz though on that one because well,
Well,
that
and
could be a
that's
future starter.
right. That's a good point there. I mean, if you're that quick, I know he's quote unquote battling an injury in JJ McCarthy, but I think it was a sit down like, hey, we kind of threw you into the wolves too fast. Carson Wentz not only held his own, he throttled the Cincinnati Bengals in his first appearance in Minnesota. So I'm with you. I thought that baffled me. Sam Darnold should still be the Minnesota Vikings quarterback. Vikings fans out there, obviously, as we live, in Iowa, a lot of Vikings fans around us. We hear about it all the time. I think they got to be livid because Sam Darnold's doing well again for Seattle. He's having a good season so far. Put him at 2-1 with a division game that we're talking about now with the Cardinals. He should be their quarterback. I think the Vikings would be better off with him at quarterback, and I think they'd make it farther this season if he was their quarterback. But to go back to the game we're talking about, I agree with you. I think Kyler Murray's legs got to get into this game this week for them to be, have a consistent chance of winning, continue to rack up wins. Both of these teams are 2-1. So this game is big for a pivotal moment to jump to 3-1, which is a good start off record through the first month of the year. And
And I
also,
mean, it's a division game, so
exactly, division games huge. You can't drop a division game. And they have to stay right on the heels of the 49ers, right? 49ers without Brock Purdy right now with the turf toe injury. Um, this is a game where, you know, Arizona, if they want to be where they want to be, you can't get too far behind in a chase with teams like Seattle and San Francisco, because I don't think they have the type of roster to be able to come back from 2 or 3 games, back in the division late in the season. And then, like you said, losing James Conner with that injury for the entirety of the season is going to just hinder their offense a little bit. They're going to have to rely more on Kyler Murray being one of those, leading rushers, um, or helping their rushing attack, I should say. And then Marvin Harrison just hasn't played, up to par, up to his level that they need him to be successful. So I'm going with you. I think Seattle goes on the road to Arizona, and I think they actually dominate on Thursday Night Football. And I think Seattle jumps right back in at 3-1 on the 49ers tails come Sunday. So, good wrap up on Thursday Night Football. Let's get into segment 2, talking about our team, our team, Dallas Cowboys, and why everybody's here.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable. I'm going to start it off just with saying that I had to turn the TV off. One, because I had to go somewhere, but two, late in the fourth quarter, I could not watch any more of that. I was like, defensively, Eberflus, make an adjustment. Instead, we just sit in a zone after zone after zone after zone. And when we're in these, we're not getting a consistent pass rush to be worth anything. So Caleb Williams, who's a subpar quarterback, I'm sorry, I'm going to go out there again. Bears fans, you can come in my mentions, come in my DMs. I don't care. But he is a
Pause.
subpar quarterback. He is a subpar quarterback that should not be throwing for as many yards as he did against us, just picking apart our
Career game.
secondary.
Career
Career
game
game.
against us.
And for Eberflus to not, make any changes, it just shows that either one, he doesn't really care, or two, he's actually not sure what changes to make. I mean, our entire secondary uh, should be benched. We should go out to the free agent market and sign every free agent that's at least shown something. I don't care if they're year 15. Sign Stephon Gilmore. He'll give us more heart, more effort. Sign Justin Simmons, please. Sign him as a safety / corner. He'll give us more heart than that. Uh, I mean, there's guys out there. I'm glad to see Clowney will be active this week because he was a healthy inactive because of Trayvon Diggs coming back and playing. Well, Diggs should be almost sat because he can't even stay on his feet anymore.
I don't even understand it anymore, dude. It's like, it's time to make a move. I don't know. Do we trade Diggs? This is a question for all of Cowboys Nation.
But what do we get back from Diggs?
I don't know. A
You think
quarter?
anybody's taking a chance anymore? Like we go
I don't
corner for corner
know.
switch?
I'm just like I'm giving up on it. Like I really am. And how about we just sit the vets? I don't care how much experience you got. When a dude run by you every freaking play and there's nothing changes, get me someone that is not going to let that happen. I don't care if he's a rookie. It's 22 years old. Give me somebody.
Well, and that's where we're depleted a little bit too. Like Kalen Carson, hurt, out. He is a younger guy at corner that maybe would at least have some fight. You know what I mean? But we're depleted on both sides of the football right now. Losing CeeDee Lamb is going to hurt us over the next few weeks because Pickens had a huge drop that went right through his hands for one of Dak's interceptions. Love Pickens, been playing well to that point. But when the wheels fell off, man, I'm telling you, the wheels fell off in all areas of that game. So not only did we lose, like, that's a terrible loss. I was so riding high, like, oh, this is our get back game. And we talked about on the last episode how we're going to get right. We're going to be 2-1. We're going to be feeling good going into the home game against Green Bay. Well, instead, now we fell not one step back, but just like 10 steps backwards, where we're injured, we're depleted, we have no scheme, no identity on the defensive side of the football. I don't know how we come back from this, and I think we're in for a rude awakening come Sunday, especially with our offensive line depletement, right? We already talked about last week Cooper Beebe being out and Brock Hoffman stepping up. But now our probably best guy that was playing best on the offensive line already was rookie Tyler Booker. And now he's going to miss next 4 weeks minimum. I don't like our chances right now with where we're at. So
I think this is where like we just get hit with a rude, like humbling experience, and it's this continuing cycle of off season. Oh, we got it. Like we're gonna be pretty good. Then we get the first week. It's like, oh, all right, we're not bad. We hung in with the Eagles. Then we go week 2 and we get our win. It's like, okay, like we're all right. Or no, we lost week 2, didn't we?
no, we beat New York, but we
Okay.
but we could be 0-3. I mean,
But then we get that like, oh, we got some hope. Now we're going back. It's like, all right, yeah, we're back to where and then you just get that loss. And then it just goes in circles and circles.
mhm.
And you know what? My brother told me this, and I couldn't agree more. This defense reminds me of when Tony Romo was QB, and we would be okay offensively, but then our defense is just terrible. I'm talking about like the 2010s to like the 2015 years where it's like, all right, like offensively we can score some points, and then the defense goes up and lets up 42 every week. It's like that's what it reminds me of, right?
No, 100%. And I see that. And the hardest part for me is here's what's everybody's coming in our DMs, talking about, oh, you need a pass rush, which I understand that. And then who's the name thrown out at us? Oh, you guys are missing Micah Parsons. Granted, I'm not stupid. I'm not naive enough to say that we're not. I get it. Yes, would he help us? But I just watched seasons where people run down his throat too. They run right at him. So he's not fixing our secondary problem. Does he get a few more pass rushes a game? He does.
Sure,
Okay.
sure, right,
But the problem is we're sitting in a zone expecting our linemen to get downfield that are not capable of doing that right now just because they're not good enough. At the end of the day, we're flat out not good enough at any of these positions. Having one player in Micah Parsons sounds great. He ain't going to change the game by himself when 10 other defensive players can't stop a nosebleed for
right. And you
sure.
just, yeah, go ahead, finish, go ahead.
No, and everybody can laugh and joke and say Micah Parsons this, Micah Parsons that. Go back, flash back to the Green Bay divisional round game, and we got absolutely ran up and down the field by Aaron Jones on the Packers, and is run right at Micah Parsons. So it's pick your poison. We want to have him there, and teams are going to be like, okay, run at him. He's pretty lackluster on run stop and his alignment and his spot. So we get rid of him. Everyone's like, oh, that was the dumbest thing you could have done. Well, I actually, maybe the dumb part of this whole ordeal is not trading him for like 4 cornerbacks. Go get people that can actually cover people.
Right. No, I agree. And like, no, I couldn't agree with you more, Ross. It's if you're an outsider fan, or if you're a Cowboys fan, or if you're not a Cowboys fan, the fact of the matter is you don't know ball if you think Micah Parsons is a one piece fix to our defense. If you think Micah Parsons was playing this whole season and he would be the reason that we would stop everything on defense, then you're absolutely wrong and you have no ball knowledge at all. Because Micah Parsons has been here the past 3 years, and I swear we have given up the most rushing yards probably ever. And we're the least, like everyone just rushed the ball against us. We'd be 32nd in rush defense. So if you think Micah Parsons is the reason we are like not good anymore on defensively, well, look back at the past 2 or 3 years because we weren't that good then either. So the fact of the matter is, yeah, he'll get us a couple pass rushes, but it is not a one piece fix. There's 11 defensive guys that suck at their job, and they are professionals. That is what the problem is. And the guy that's calling the formations, the plays, and setting them up to make them look even more sillier is Matt, is whatever, Eberflus. I don't even know his first name. I don't care about the guy because he's so awful. And here's another thing I could throw at you. What do you think about CJ Gardner Johnson? Why not pick him up?
That's what I mean. There's guys out there available. Just throw them a bone. Sign them for
Right.
the rest of this season. You don't have to, Jerry. You don't have to get crazy. Jerry, please, I'm begging you. You don't have to get crazy. Sign him for
And he
this
won't.
year.
He'll sign up for a 1 year deal. Like he
Right.
never signs him to a multi year.
And Stephon
Like
Gilmore, we already saw it. He played fine for us. Bring him back. He'd do it. He just wants to play. Justin
Yes.
Simmons, he was a dog for Denver back in the day. Bring him in. I
Here
don't
you go.
care. They can't be
Here's some
worse.
here's some defensive free agents. Travarius Ward,
Yeah,
Stephon Gilmore, Asante Samuel Jr., Carlton Davis, Justin Simmons. These are guys that have strictly balled out, and we're just it doesn't make any sense. Like
right.
we just let
And
it.
there's a
It's better
reason
than
that
what we have.
right. Give them a chance. Like they're going to at least compete their butt off because one, they're on the free agent market. So if someone signs them, they know they could go right back to the free agent market and never play another snap in the NFL again. I feel like we're too comfortable. Like I think this is a great point of what we're talking about is our guys in the secondary are lackluster. Our defense overall is lackluster. But I mean, I think they're so comfortable like, oh, they're not going to get pulled. I mean, who's going in for them? Because if you can't beat those guys out, like if you're backing up these guys, you might not be seeing a lot of Sundays in the NFL anytime soon because it's very just subpar. And another thing just to hammer on, because we got to fix a lot here in this organization, especially on the defense side of the ball. Whoever our scouting department for our draft picks should be fired because I like the kid, and this is no disrespect whatsoever, but Jack Sanborn couldn't run to the sideline and chase down a single running back coming out of the backfield. He looked like he was moving at
Oh,
slow speed, and I'm like, okay. And then we signed old Kenneth Murray Jr. I mean, he's not old, but he's beaten up. He's battered. He wasn't great for the Chargers, and we thought he was going to be our fix. I'd rather have Eric Kendricks come back. Just go get him. He's a free agent
oh
again.
gosh,
I
bro.
mean, at least he'll go all out. Like, we're missing all of our guys
But
that
I mean, but also you got to think we still got like Demo coming back. Like we still
that's
got
what I mean.
Overshown coming back. So it's like that's gonna help. I mean, like that. He's a dog.
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
a
he's gonna
dog.
yeah, and he's gonna lead our team in tackles every week with like 10 plus.
Right.
And he's going to
So
throw
I
his
mean,
body on the line. So we have people coming back, but like, man, I can't keep watching this if this is going to be the same story for the next 5 weeks. And then we come back at 1-6, 1-7. I ain't watching it.
I guess throwing a record out. What do you think we end? I'll give us 7-10. Hopefully,
Se-
a
7-10 would be
miracle.
great. That'd
A
be a
miracle.
miracle. 100%. I just want to stay afloat. Here's the bad part. And this is a great segue, you asking that. Let's just go for the next 3-4 weeks, okay, without CD Lamb, because that's a big one too. Without CD on offense, Dak's
Hey, how did we look without CD?
it stopped all
Lost.
our momentum, right? It
Lost.
stopped all our momentum. I
That is
mean,
immediately when we got our first flat tire.
yep,
Then the wheels started popping, and all four wheels were off. That's when it's
yep,
like, holy crap. When we don't have CD out there, we don't know what we're doing.
right. So obviously, we're gonna have a tough one on prime time Sunday night football at our place against Green Bay. Every story in the book's going to be written about this game. Micah's return. Jerry Jones said he's not giving him, his moment, a tribute. Yep, tribute moment. And you know, I just I think that game gets ugly because they can run, they can throw, they can rush the quarterback on defense. They're just solid all the way around. I know they dropped a terrible game against Cleveland, and
To the
Cleveland,
Browns, but yeah,
that's
I'm not.
if I'm
You're
a
a Packers
Packers fan,
fan. I
I'm
don't
not
think.
worried.
Yeah.
No. Like, I think this game is going to be ugly at our place. I think we're going to get badly embarrassed. But I don't think that necessarily means that like Green Bay won the trade hugely right now. They did in the front part of it, but I think towards the back, I really do still think we're going to do enough to make ourselves like not this year. I get it. Like we just said, we're leaving. This year's over for us, unfortunately. And this is so sad because I thought through week 1 and 2, we were back. Like we were back. But Green Bay is going to give us an embarrassment. And I don't really know what we try to stop. Like you got to pick your poison. Okay. You're the Cowboys. We're playing Sunday night, Green Bay. You're the coach. You're Matt Eberflus on defense. What's your number one change? What's your game plan heading into Green Bay? Like, what is your game plan to try to get us to 2-2?
I don't even know, Austin. Like, if I was in control of that defensive room right now, I would fire myself. Joking. All right. What I would do to fix this defense going into week 4 is I would bring in more juice. I would bring in Liafu. I would sit Wilson. I would play Diggs, but I would play Diggs to his strength, which is just run around and hopefully not get burnt. And then hopefully a safety smart enough to know that Diggs has been burnt previously. So I'm probably just going to shade aside a little more because he likes to take chances. So I would play less zone coverage. I would hopefully Bland is in, right? Are we getting Bland back? Or do we know about that?
He's still questionable on Wednesday's practice. He was questionable and limited. So
Okay, so then I don't know about that. I would have our linebacker. I would send a little more blitz packages because we need pressure on the guy, and I would keep Osa and Kenny side by side, but I would get new DN rushers. That 41, that Ezeki, blah 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 blah, the Boston College like draft pick, I would
mhm.
sit his ass because his pressure rate was 0%. I don't even know how you can't even get a 0.1 percent pressure rate. Like that's unheard of. Like 0% pressure rate. Like you didn't get a like 0%. That is like I don't think that's got to be like a record. Like I don't think that's ever happened before. So I would sit him. I would sit Sam Williams because he's ass and he does nothing but talk and draw penalties on himself. And then I would get Marshawn Nealon back in. I would get him more reps, and then I would get Clowney on the other end because we need pressures. Like we need Jordan Love. I can't let him sit back and just do this thing and then just watch him score. And then you just look at the scoreboard and it's the first quarter and we're down 21-0.
Right. And I think there's actually a disrespectful line for Green Bay right now. If I'm a Green Bay fan,
Yeah,
it's only
six
my
and a half.
yeah. I
I
think Green Bay is thinking they're putting up like a 21-piece win on us.
Yes, 6.5. What are
Yeah.
the books thinking?
And this is a huge game. I think we're both on the same page. I think we drop to 1-3. I think it gets ugly. Um, and I
Yeah,
think here's
it's
the bad part is then we have to play a couple more games at least without uh CeeDee
CD.
Lamb. But we play
Yeah,
the Jets at New York. That's got to be a win, right? I mean, you got to try to win that game if you want to win some games.
I have no idea even anymore. Like all these could be toss ups. Like they really are toss
They
ups. The
be
Jets, the Panthers just put BTA into the Falcons. Like I
yeah,
don't
I
even know if
know.
that's a guaranteed win anymore.
I know, but those need to be. And I'd like to say we're 3-3 going into our last game without CD at home versus the Commanders. And then I would love to be 3-3 at that point. So if you can tell me we'll be 3-3 through 6 games, I think that would be a
That's a
tremendous
win.
that would be a huge
Yeah,
win.
that's a win.
So that's what I'm hoping. Hey, remember, and we'll get this back out there as we get closer, but that Panthers game, you clipped it. You said defense will score. So now that we're
Defense
at
will
that
score.
point, we've seen you still think our defense scores a touchdown that week?
Defensively, we're going to be so sound and so collectively as one. We're getting a defensive score, baby. Week 7, week 6, whatever it is.
I don't think we get it anymore.
Hey, I'm booking it. I'll place a bet for the community.
All right, that'll be the for the community bet. I love
Yeah.
it. No, that's awesome. So, well, that's enough sadness for the Cowboys for now. Let's get into our last segment for this episode. Let's talk about around the NFL. And our poll for the week, we should say, is we're ranking the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL up to this point. Uh, I'll let you take the reins and kind of just walk us through 1 through 3, or you can go 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna kind of tell us why you ranked them in that spot up to this point, and what you're seeing from solid things from the quarterback position.
Okay. I would love the comments and the haters to just come at me right now, but I'm putting my guy, Dak Prescott, number 3, because Dak Prescott is not the reason we've been losing games, and this guy has been just great. Has nothing but short, but great this year. And you can say whatever you want, and you can look at all the data, blah blah blah, this and that. If you have watched the Dallas Cowboys play, you can't point at number 4 and say he's the reason we're lost and he's the reason we're losing games. Okay, so Dak at number 3 is my solidified 3, and I just think he's balling. Like he is playing a great ball. And if he had a defense, like everyone would agree, but no one's going to agree with us because we're Cowboys fans, right? If you're wearing the star on the helmet, they're never going to give you credit. So Dak is my three. At number two, this may shock you, Austin. This may shock the community, but I've been watching some ball, and the guy that's been playing lights out in my eyes and is actually going to get a win this Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles is my boy Baker Mayfield, dude. This guy is absolutely cooking this year, and I love to see it. This guy brings so much juice, dude. And I seen two, not one, but two game-winning drives against the Houston Texans and then the Jets. Like this guy is insane. So calm under pressure, runs the ball, and he'll run through a quarterback. He'll run through a linebacker. This guy has been throwing dimes, and he's really got a great connection with Imuka, bro. Him and Imuka's connection, he's probably turned into their wide receiver one over Mike Evans. Jake has played lights out this year, and I just like am rooting for the guy because I really love what he's doing. A guy that's been cut by the Panthers to a game-winning drive for the Chargers, or no, the Rams. A game-winning drive for the Rams. I flew in a day before that happened, and then gets his contract with the Bucks. I mean, how can you not root for this guy? So Baker's my two. And then number one, I think it's plain and simple. I don't think there's a lot of argument. I think you got to throw Josh Allen at one. The guy has stood on business for the first 3 weeks and has really shown why he was the MVP last year, and he picked up where he picked off last year. So Josh Allen's my one.
No, I love that list. And with Josh Allen, there was thoughts or I guess just opinions thrown out that he's playing the best any quarterback has played that position in NFL history, was what Mike Greenberg on ESPN said on Get Up one morning. I don't know about going that far, but I
I don't know about
agree
all
with
that.
you. Right now,
I don't know
Josh
about all
Allen's
that.
got to be, at least top of the list in everybody's opinion watching, the NFL this season. So love your list. I love the throw in of Baker Mayfield. Absolutely agree with you. That dude is a unit. He's an absolute dog, like we like to say. He
I'm a
controls the
dog.
I'm a dog.
I'm
And
a
he
dog.
he had that awesome moment against Houston where he got front flipped on a quarterback just
On
going
a
to get
fourth and
15 yards.
three or
Yeah.
whatever it was,
Yeah, and he gets
flipped
like 12,
over.
15 yards, flips over, has a little injury, but gets up and starts jawing at the guy that just drilled him. I love
talks
it.
talks his ish and then walks back to the
Yeah,
huddle, bro. It was insane.
you
It
know,
was cool.
no, it's a great list. So I'm going to give you my top three quarterbacks at this point in the NFL season. And here's what I factor into it. For me, number one is that you got to take winning into account, right? Like you want a winner leading your
Oh my
franchise.
gosh. I think
At
I
the
know
end
who you're gonna throw out here.
at the end of the day, it's about winning games in the National Football League. You're paid at the quarterback position to lead your team, lead your franchise, and you only get judged on if you win or lose. So that's kind of my big factoring point in this list that I made. So here's the order I have. So at number three, unfortunately, he dropped his first game this week in a game that I talked about at Philadelphia. But I'm going to go Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
I thought
Okay.
Matthew Stafford held his own. A seasoned vet in the league. Had every chance. He had his Rams on the road at Philly up 19 in
Did
the
what he
second
needed to
half
do
in
and
that
got that
game.
game winning drive.
Yeah, they got the game-winning drive. He drove it right down the field as easy as it could look. Got him to like a 37-yard field goal attempt. Gets blocked and returned for a touchdown. Absolute joke. That just shows me that Philly's pushing all the right buttons right now. They have the most loaded roster in the league. But number three for me, like I said, is Matthew Stafford, continuing to have elite arm talent, even at his age in the NFL. And like I said, taking into account continuing to win at this point in his career is really impressive. So he controlled that game at Philly. At number two, I'm going to factor in winning. This team is 3-0.
I know who you're throwing out. Is
The
this?
LA Chargers.
Oh no! What?
No, yes, Justin
Okay.
Herbert is my
Okay.
number two quarterback in the NFL. Yep. I know people out there are laughing. What are you watching? I'm watching an absolute winner play that position. He played on the Friday night after the opening game of the Dallas Philly game in Sao Paulo, okay, Brazil, and he beat Patrick
Patrick
Mahomes and the
Mahomes.
Kansas City Chiefs, right? And that's the same Patrick Mahomes that runs that division. Okay. And this is a still ever growing, still maturing Justin Herbert. He's leading that division right now. He's saying, hey, my time's now. I'm no longer waiting. I'm no longer taking a back seat to guys like Patrick Mahomes, right? I have a coach that understands me, puts me in my best position to succeed. Okay. He is a man amongst boys out there. He has a huge stature, huge arm talent. He's not afraid to go and get and fight for those tough yardage, extra yards that he needs to win close ball games. And that's why he's my number 2, right? There's no arguing that you're 3-0 at this point. He's making, his receiving core look like people that are fighting for all pro positions, right? They're trying to make the Pro Bowl because he's throwing them great balls. Quentin Johnson looking awesome as wide receiver 1 over there. Wide receiver 2, who is a guy that got traded back to the team, Keenan Allen, has had touchdown after touchdown here to this season, to this point
Well,
in
you're
the season.
putting Allen over Lad.
Well, I mean, and then Lad McConkey. That's 3 guys that he has looking really
Yeah,
good fighting for Pro Bowl spots. So Justin Herbert is my number 2 quarterback. And my number 1, I agree with you, is Josh Allen at this point. Again, you factor in the 3-0 record, you factor in the great comeback on opening night, or their opening night game with the Ravens. And
hmm
he's just at a different level than everybody else right now. Um, Balls in his hands, more times than not, the Bills are going to come through and get the job done. So he'll figure out a way. Another big statured quarterback, a guy that could run between the tackles, run linebackers over, and outrun linebackers and safeties on the back end. So that's my top 3. Cole gave his top 3. Please comment. Let us know what you guys think of our top 3 if you disagree, and who your top 3 look like, because we'd love to continue to have banter back and forth with our viewers.
I mean, I can't end this segment without throwing out one more QB.
Let's hear it.
And this is one I think you're going to be like, all right, low key, yeah. So my honorable mention and my number 4 spot is a guy that used to be in our division.
No.
Yes, Austin, you gotta believe it, dude. He is actually really, Danny Dimes is having
Danny
a hell of a
Dimes.
season. Is having
He
a
is.
hell of a season.
And how bad does that make Daboll look? Like, I mean,
But yeah.
they didn't want any part of him on the roster.
hmm Then he leaves and starts 3-0 and is beating good teams. Like these are no like cakewalks. Like he beat the Broncos. What was it? He beat the Broncos by 3. Herbert beat the Broncos by 3. Like I mean, Danny Dimes. And if you looked at some of his throws, and he is not just the thrower. The guy can run. Like he is a dual threat. With him, the only thing I don't like though is when I've got a parlay and Jonathan Taylor needs a touchdown and they're at the 1 yard line. And they feel the need that Taylor does all the work to give it to Danny Dimes on a QB sneak. Nah, if I'm the Colts offensive coordinator, they fixed it right by giving him 3 TDs last week. But I'm just saying for the future, Colts offensive coordinator, if you're listening to this, let's get Taylor in the end zone a little more.
I also have him on the fantasy team, so I'd love to see him get in the end zone a little more. He's still getting in. Like this last week was his best week. He did have 2 touchdowns finally, but did he have 3? Yeah, 3 touchdowns,
3.
and he still didn't win me my fantasy game. But that's another story. Well, when CeeDee Lamb goes out with 0.00 points, that
That's
kills
gonna
me when
hurt.
he's
That might
supposed to
hurt a
get
little bit.
20. So no, that definitely hurts. But one other thing I want to throw in there, and then we'll hop off and thank our viewers and shout out our socials. But I'm going to die on this hill, and I'm going to bring this up. I think for the first time I've brought up on this podcast, Jalen Hurts, most overrated quarterback in the National Football League. He, in my opinion, before people jump down my throat and say, "Oh, that's a horrible take," and he's a Super Bowl champ, and to me, what he reminds me of is the Brock Purdy treatment, the Jimmy Garoppolo treatment, like the San Francisco 49ers when they, were making Super Bowls these last, 5 years or so with different quarterbacks, you have the best roster in the NFL around you. You just have to not mess it up. And now, granted, Jalen Hurts played his best game of the season passing wise in the second half against the Rams. They did come back and win. But up to that point, if you watch these games, and we're ball knowers, we are ball watchers, we watch these games every Sunday. We're tuning into multiple games each week. He doesn't throw for much yards. He misses wide open receivers from time to time. He doesn't get A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith involved until it's absolutely needed to be. But you have Saquon Barkley. You have a great offensive line. You have a D line that just disrupts everything. You have the best roster around you. All you have to do is not mess it up. So I don't want to hear that he's a top 5 quarterback. He's just not messing up the best team in the NFL.
Right.
If they don't win the Super Bowl title again this year, it will be because, mark this down, it will be because Jalen Hurts messes it up. He will find a way to not be good enough when it comes time to be good enough. They will mess it up, and Jalen Hurts is an overrated quarterback.
Nah, and I agree 1000%. The guy is not good. I don't understand Philadelphia's argument. Like he's not a great quarterback. If you look at his game chart and you look at the bubbles of he does not pass the ball past 15 yards. Like look at the logs. Like it's facts. The guy's not a good quarterback. And I don't like his persona. Like look at this clip. This is a reaction to him getting his ass saved by the defense once again on a blocked field goal. Like block field goal, pick up, return. It's like, dude, you're you just got your ass saved. Like you're I don't know what you're trying to show. And then the guy's got like the background of his phone is the loss against Kansas City. It's like, dude, I just don't like it. I don't like the guy. I
No,
don't.
I don't like the guy either. And you know what else kind of stings when it comes to him? I hate looking over at Nick Sirianni on the sideline because I'm going to double down on this overrated. Nick Sirianni is not a top 5 coach in the NFL. I don't even know if he's a
No.
top 10 coach, but he's also in a situation where you just don't mess it up. He has the best roster. He's got the best, people
Yeah.
at every position. He just has to not mess it up. So that's my hot take for the week. I hate those guys. I will forever hate the Philadelphia Eagles. I just dislike watching them continue to win games they should have lost. The Rams went into their place and gave the loss that we needed, like I said last week,
Right.
but we didn't do our job, and the Rams fell through on their job for us. So, any last thoughts before we wrap it up?
No, I guess tune in. You guys know where we're at. Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Make sure to give us a follow, like, and comment. We'd love to hear what you guys think. And go ahead and flame us, but this is just a minor setback for a major comeback, Cowboys Nation.
All right. Thanks for joining us. This was the How About Them Podboys, episode 7.